They're fucking out hustling us. They are manhandling us and we're letting them. We're fucking better. We're stronger. I don't give a fuck that they're bigger. We fucking pack more of a punch and we're letting them take the fight to us. We need to come out swinging in the second half. Fucking haymakers all day. We're capable of it. Look at our big plays. Let's go.
I think we need to do fake 26. What we did in the Atlanta game. We're going completely away from that. And although they're not putting 4 down, they're putting 5 in the box. Yeah. So Atlanta was putting 4 in the box, 5 in the box. Look, why are we running a completely different game than against Atlanta?
We're not.
We are.
We're trying to set stuff up. I mean, we run a 21 dive. We ran the trap on the first play of the game.
A 21 dive goes straight to Danica. She is sitting, waiting.
The trap. We ran the trap on the very first play. It got 2 yards. 2 fucking yards.
A panicked Chicago Bliss locker room as we welcome you back to the Legends Cup. Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Hugo. Bobby, we knew Seattle would be competitive in this ball game, but to be up 20-0 at halftime?
Unbelievable. Usually I'm a big-time offensive guy, but tonight in this first half, I'm totally impressed with this Seattle defense. They're swarming to the football, and they're holding the #1 running back in the LFL, Chrisdell Ferrari-Harris, to a mere 2.2 yards per carry. Just incredible.
I never thought I'd see the day where Chrisdell Harris would be held to 2.2 average. Now, on the flip side of it, Seattle's had a lot of success offensively. They've had sustained drives, specifically one that went for 11 plays, 48 yards. So they're having some success, and a lot of that's coming because of Stevie Schnorr.
Absolutely right. Stevie Schnorr is incredible on both sides of the football tonight. In fact, offensively, she's never had more impact on a more big-time game as she has tonight.
And she was part of the scoring. But in the first quarter, it was Danica Brace hooking up with KK Matheny on this 7-yard touchdown pass with the 2-point conversion. Seattle took an early 8-0 lead. Seattle then scored again in the second quarter. This time it was Stevie Schnorr on a 4-yard touchdown run. That took Seattle's lead to 14-0. Then with seconds remaining before the half, LaShonda Fowler taking it in on this 1-yard touchdown run. That's where we are at halftime, 20-0 Seattle. We will come back with the second half kickoff. The final 20 minutes. Will it be Seattle or Chicago? The Legends Cup kickoff is next. Back to Legends Cup 2015 in Seattle, Washington, as we look at our 2 starting quarterbacks.
KK Matheny totally outplayed Heather Furr in the first half. 7 out of 12. Furr had 64 yards passing, but most of that came on that long play right before half.
Before we kick it off, let's go to Audra Marie.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the field with Danica Brace. Danica, I've been covering you all season, and I know you're pretty confident. Did you think you'd be up 20-0 on Chicago in the first half?
All I thought was that we were going to come out and execute. We still have a couple things to fix. I appreciate LA for making us a stronger team, for giving us competition all season, because the Eastern Conference and Western Conference are 2 very, very different sides. Yep. So, I'm happy, but like any other football game right now, it's 0-0. We get the ball, and I'm proud of our team right now, but we have got to execute and finish strong. 20 minutes, baby. Leave no doubt.
Second half, back to you guys.
Danica Brace realizing this is not over. Another 20 minutes, and they capture a championship. And look at the atmosphere. That's Jessica Hopkins on the arm of a fan. That's Mama Lynch, mother of Beast Mode. Along with Lawyer Malloy of the Seattle Seahawks, the atmosphere here is absolutely electric. They bring that same energy that they have at the Seahawk games. This is a great fan base.
I love games here. How can't you? This is LFL football at its best with the best fans in the league.
Danica Brace urging on this crowd, knowing they are 20 minutes away from history and probably sensing a little blood in the water.
I personally can't believe this score. I thought Chicago, the 2-time defending champs, would be ready to play and knock Seattle out and win their 3rd championship. It's absolutely the opposite.
Dominique Collins will get us underway. A little pooch kick. That might have been a poor selection there. Fielded by Katie Whelan and giving Seattle incredible field position.
Not sure about that call at all by Coach Keith Hack to start off the second half. Instead of kicking the ball deep, you try that kick. Now they get the ball right at midfield. I just don't get that at all.
I can see where you're maybe trying to get an edge. You need some kind of spark. You're down 20-0, but if that doesn't work out, then you're giving one of the better offenses half the distance to reach the end zone.
Yeah, but that wasn't an onside kick. I don't understand that at all. Wow, what a start.
I think they may have been hoping for some kind of a deflection. Nonetheless, Seattle taking over at the Chicago 24-yard line. That's a handoff to Stevie Schnorr running into the buzzsaw. That is Neka Nwani.
I'm sure that halftime speech by Keith Hack got this defense a little bit more fired up. Neka Nwani, we talked about her, an absolute beast. That's the old beast mode she's been playing in all season.
That was a 1-yard carry. You got to factor Chicago absolutely has to go 4 and out here. If Seattle puts more points on the board, it's going to make it really tough.
No, you're right. They have to stop the Mist on this drive. If they go up 27 or 28 points, this game's over.
KK Matheny is confident as ever. We met with her this week, and she was not shaken at all by this Chicago #1 ranked defense. Fakes the handoff, looking into the right flat. Nobody there. Now just evading rushers and running back into Nwani. Matheny did manage 3 yards.
Neka Nwani all over that play. I might call Liz Gorman back because she needs consideration for the Hall of Fame after this play again. Watch this. She misses KK the first time. Look, she misses, but she stays after it and then nails her. That's how you play defensive football.
Great pursuit by Neka Nwani, not giving up on the play. Now a 3rd and 6 for this offense. A vital couple downs coming up here, 3rd and 4th down. Ball at the Chicago 20-yard line. Matheny looking over the defense from the shotgun. Looking to the left side, has receivers, underthrown, and that is Allie Alberts, still on her feet. I'm not sure why she brought it out. She paid the price with Danica Brace. But that is the turnover Chicago needed.
Trip set by Seattle. They brought 3 on man-to-man coverage. Then they brought Alberts over, playing free safety, so they had outnumbered the receivers. KK Matheny did not see Allie Alberts. I don't know how, but Alberts made a great play.
And then absolutely paid the price. That's Danica Brace blowing her up. Chicago doing exactly what they were supposed to do to start this, get the ball back. They'll have it at the 1-yard line, going to their money bank. That is Christelle Ferrari-Harris getting into the second layer of the defense and nearly losing her shorts over it.
Who's on that side? Who the fuck is out there? That's what I asked. I don't give a fuck who's hurt.
Coach Michelson does not want to let Chicago back in this game. He's wondering who was on the edge, who could have stopped Harris on that. This looks like the old Chicago Bliss.
Now a 1st and 10, poorly handled snap, and an ill-advised pitch play by Furr.
Hey, MVP, I didn't know you were so dirty.
Heather Furr calling Danica Brace dirty, but that was just a really ill-advised pitch play.
They didn't get the snap. I don't know how, because the play was there. Great outside blocking. It might have gone for 6 points for Chicago right after the previous play. Now watch the previous play. This play, Harris, she runs like her hair's on fire, almost takes it coast to coast. They come right after this with a sweep the opposite way, and they fumble the snap.
2nd and 10, the crowd coming back to life. Furr from the shotgun, trying to find an opening. That defense is not giving up an inch. That is LaShonda Fowler.
Girls, I'm getting no fucking time.
Heather Furr complaining about the blocking.
I think she has time. You don't need that much time to throw the football. I think she's looking to run. She could have stayed back there for a couple more seconds.
That is the difference between a traditional pocket passer and a Heather Furr. Heather Furr is going to look to make a play. She's going to look to take off with the ball versus a KK Matheny, who's a franchise pocket passer. Now a 3rd and 9 for Heather Furr. Fakes the screen, going to look down the field, has a receiver. Great coverage over the top and underneath by Seattle.
Heather Furr trying to hit Allie Alberts down the sideline. She throws this ball too far. You got to throw it quicker in the hole. She threw it deep where it's going to be double coverage. Nothing there for Chicago.
Great help by Jessica Hopkins coming over from the free safety position. Now a vital 4th and 9 for this Chicago offense. They've got to score on this series.
This is huge for Chicago. Let's see if they got it.
And there is that Seattle 8th man. I love the atmosphere of this place. It is absolutely deafening. Direct snap to Furr. She's going to try to take off with it herself. Cutting back, I'm not sure what that was. She may have crossed the line of scrimmage as well. That is going to go incomplete. Seattle will take over.
Not a great series for the quarterback, Heather Furr.
Pass on the offense. That penalty is declined. It was open play. It was a first down, Seattle.
That is what I thought. I thought Heather Furr had crossed the line of scrimmage. We're going to get another look at it here.
She just looked confused. Right there, it's definitely a run. Trip set, quarterback sweep right. You can't throw when it's a run. She's past the line of scrimmage. Not a great series at all by Furr.
That foul is a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. We will enforce the 5 yards. It will be Seattle ball, 1st and 10.
So not only is Seattle taking the ball back, they're going to get it at midfield. Their average starting field position, I don't think I've seen this kind of field position all season, much less in the playoffs.
Chicago is handing the game to Seattle right now.
A 1st and 10 ball at midfield. Matheny under center. Taking her time, looking over that defense. Toss left play to Stevie Schnorr. And Schnorr finding an opening. Barreling over Kim Perez. That is number 2, affectionately known as the Bull.
The Bull is just a solid downhill runner. When she gets the ball and she finds her hole, watch how she squares her shoulders. Then it's all north-south. Boom, you cannot stop the Bull when she's going north-south.
That will take us to a media timeout as the crowd starts to rock here in Seattle. And the Seattle Mist sensing blood in the water. Back to 3rd quarter action. Legends Cup 2015. Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Huco, and Audra Marie Walterhouse. And that is a face, Bobby, that everybody in the LFL knows. That is Liz Gorman, your 2nd ever inductee into the Hall of Fame.
One of the best ever to play in the LFL. I mentioned before I coached Miami against her when she was in Tampa. She was so good, she could have started for the Buccaneers in the NFL. That girl can play football.
And what was lost, obviously she's a stunning young lady, but she was a monster defensively, and offensively was one of the better running backs that we've had.
Both sides of the football, outstanding player. Against us on defense, she separated her shoulder. It went out of the socket, and she stayed in the game and told her teammates to help her out because she could only hit with her left side.
Unbelievable. Just the epitome of what a competitor is. And now she'll be joining Mo Gaxiola in the LFL Hall of Fame. 1st and 10 now as we get back to work here. Seattle Mist taking over from the shotgun. Matheny looking to the flat. Has Stevie Schnorr breaking through tackles. And Schnorr getting it down to almost the 9-yard line. There is the Bull.
The Bull. This is why KK Matheny has become the complete quarterback. She takes underneath. If there's nothing deep, she does not force it. Gets it to Schnorr. Looks like nothing's there, but one-on-one, Stevie Schnorr is going to get yardage.
That was a 6-yard completion, setting up a 2nd and 4. This Chicago defense, there's got to be a sense of urgency as precious seconds are ticking off the clock. And Matheny, of course, in no hurry to get this play underway. She's staring right at that clock. She wants to snap this with about a 2nd left on the play clock and does just that. Hands it off to Schnorr. And Schnorr barreling through the defense. That has been their workhorse tonight, getting it down to the 1-yard line.
Gotta like the play selection by Coach Chris Michelson. Stevie Schnorr is on fire tonight. Give her the football. She is unstoppable. Watch it, the basic handoff. They kick out Yashi Rice. There's a hole there, and Schnorr gets major yardage.
That brought it all the way down to the 1 yard line. This is not what Coach Keith Hack had in mind to start the second half. That opening kickoff really put them in a bad position, and Seattle's capitalized.
I think Coach Keith Hack is in shock right now. 1 more yard and Seattle goes up 4 scores on the 2-time defending champs.
First and goal play. That handoff to LaShonda Fowler getting to the edge. And Fowler having a big night here in the Pacific Northwest, as Seattle extends its lead now to 26-0 over the back-to-back Legends Cup champs.
Unbelievable. This comes down to who wants it more. Chicago's there. They just got to make a play. Fowler just wanted a touchdown more than they wanted to stop her. Wow, this is just an insane score.
They could have gotten Danica Brace for what it looked like a block in the back versus Allie Alberts. No call, the touchdown stands. And honestly, this is a surreal feeling. I never thought the day would come when I'd be watching a Chicago Bliss team down 26-0.
In the championship game.
Now the extra point attempt. Seattle still working on that clock. Toss right play to Stevie Schnorr. And Schnorr, second effort, gets in. She is just playing on a different level tonight.
Again, Chicago had her stopped. 5 players had her stopped at the 1, and her desire went through all of them into the end zone.
You know, she had a look on her face during the national anthem with tears in her eyes. It just seems like this is meant to be, and this is meant to be her day.
It is. KK Matheny the same way. She had a look in her eyes of confidence, and I didn't, quite frankly, expect her playing in her first championship game.
Heather Furr now trying to go back to work here. Chicago has their work cut out for them, and that is not going to get it done. Christelle Harris has been absolutely controlled today.
Under total control by that Seattle defense. You know Chicago's going to make a run, but it's already deep in the 3rd quarter. They're down 4 scores. I think it might be too late. This is not an explosive offense.
Hey, if you made your bed, now you got to lay in it. All Chicago did was focus on the running game all season and didn't develop a passing attack. And now they're in a position where they've got to find it. That's a good way to start. That to Allie Alberts. Alberts gaining 14 yards on that reception.
Allie Alberts is such a dangerous wide receiver. That's all you have to do. Get her the ball in space. It's a really simple pass. Just get her the football and she'll do the rest. I don't know why they waited till late in the 3rd quarter to start doing that.
Alberts amongst the top of the league in receptions. Her and Lauren Ziegler of the Atlanta Steam, and they're going to go to her again in the back of the end zone. Actually, that was intended for Christelle Harris, who takes a wicked hit against the wall.
That was actually a great play by the wall. The pass was there. Harris just ran into the wall.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 14. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Chicago.
That is what Chicago needed.
Come here! You roll, you got the middle fucking girl! You've got Allie in the middle when you roll. Melee's got over the top.
A little bit of confusion in the secondary of Seattle. And you can see Christelle Harris had gotten behind Melee Gilmore. I'm not sure I saw the pass interference there.
I didn't either. That's a phantom call right there.
That's a 1st and goal Y handoff. And Dina Fagiano, Chicago finally getting on the board.
Fagiano is deceptively quick. She gets in the end zone, puts Chicago back in the game. Watch this, she does it every game. 1 play every week, she makes a big play. This one goes in for 6. Now Chicago is back in the game. They have the entire 4th quarter. Now they're only down 3 scores.
And they're looking to be lining up for a 2-point conversion here. That was Danica Brace jumping. Yeah, this looks to be an offsides on number 8. Obviously debating the call.
Offsides. Defense. Number 8. half the distance to the goal, we will retry.
A veteran move by quarterback Heather Furr. She changed the cadence, the snap count. Brace absolutely jumped. Now they only have 1 yard for the extra point.
Now the 2-point conversion. The quarterback keeper, Chicago's done that all season on extra points. That'll put Chicago on the board, 8-27. Heather Furr trying to urge on this roster. This game is still within reach.
They got that swag back a little bit, that Chicago swag. You saw Furr getting a little fired up. That's what they need.
Now Seattle will need to answer. You can ill afford to give the ball back to Chicago with still a full quarter of football ahead of us. Just under 1 minute remaining in a very competitive third quarter. That's a handoff to Melee. Gilmore cutting back to the inside. And that should be the last play of the third quarter. Deandra Fry on the tackle.
This looks like the old Chicago Bliss defense, the one that was #1 in the LFL. They showed up here in the third quarter. I don't know where they were in the first half.
And they're going to have to get some turnovers here in the fourth quarter. This is a defense coming in with a league-high 16-plus turnover ratio. No secret why they're winning football games right now. They're creating turnovers.
Why are you coming out of the fucking huddle?
Coach Michelson knows they don't have to come out of the huddle.
I fucking hate that.
Well, they started to run off. I was going to run a play.
I don't. Okay, they
Yes, they
wanted
started to run off.
They wanted to run it.
Because it came out.
All that could do is make somebody jump. I get Coach Michelson, what he's trying to say. Stay in the huddle and time runs out. You don't go up to the line of scrimmage.
I mean, obviously we can't be disciplined. You guys have got to fucking watch the ball. Why are we jumping when we're fucking the ball's in our face? And we gotta stay on the fucking edge, Meg, and I can't tell you a million times. You're 1 yard off. There's no reason that shit should happen.
Coach Michelson coaching up all the way to the end. We are now 10 minutes away from crowning our 2015 Legends Cup champion.